Good morning. We are back in Sedona. It's been a while since I did something in Sedona. I'm doing, I believe it's that up there, but maybe it's out of sight. Ruin Butte. Shout out to Luke for the GPS file and Kodiak for the video on YouTube, which at least shows, you know, some of the crux sections and all that. But I think we're gonna head up one of these cracks to that upper shelf and then bang a left on that upper shelf and then find another gully to get up in the white rock. So it could be this crack, could be that crack. All right, so I was mistaken the last video. It was not over there. You want to wrap around this nose and then there's some sort of primitive use path, of which I'm sure there are many. All right, so I've come up just 150 feet from the trail. That's the main gully, but it looks like, I mean, there's definitely some footprints here, unless they're just animal tracks. It looks like there's potentially a route up this thing. So I'm gonna take, yeah, this looks like it goes. So rather than wrap low and possibly into brush, yeah, this is an easy little, whatever you want to call it, chimney, gully, etc. So yeah, just gonna take this up. This looks like the ticket here. This tree's kind of in the way, but just like a kind of class 3 contained chimney. Fairly steep though, so plenty of holds, nowhere to fall. So this is not any of the crux moves, which are class 5 and are coming later. So just stepping up, and it looks like we're almost topping out of this little crack here. Yeah, topping out in a second. All right, so a couple class 3 moves. We've hit this sort of ledge alcove. I think there were some ruins over there, which maybe I'll check on the way back, but there's a cairn and footprints, but I know we're going the right way. We're gonna get up on that shelf and then I think go left. All right, we've reached the first crux move, which the rock looks a little slick, so there's a potential, I think, to chimney up this, but I think in the video they went up and use this crack. So there's kind of a weak hold here. It's not great. It's more about getting your hands in the right place. So this is a nice like pocket hold. The problem is there's nowhere to really put my feet. So it's either maybe stem out like this. My feet are slipping. That's the only thing. So, not great, but now I'm up. All right, so that was not very graceful, but made it up. I want to start heading, wrapping around. I mean, so kind of wrapping maybe all the way around. So this is going to be the boring part of this hike, but all right, so you contour around, you go through a side drainage. I actually stayed high, which ended up getting a little messy with cactus. You want to stay on the lower bench, I think. It's just going to be a lot cleaner to walk at some point, maybe up here, maybe around the next nose. We're going to start to climb again. So we're going to go up this major gully here, and hopefully it's not too challenging. All right, just heading up this gully. I've hugged the right side, the south side. I think that's what Luke had said, but I could be wrong. And I don't know if that's the right way or not. It's a little brushy, but it's not awful. So yeah. Getting up. All right, so we've reached a point where it looks like you hit a vertical dry fall, and my instinct would be to go on this ledge up that way. And I'm looking at the map and it looks like there is a cut right here, so I think it doesn't appear to be a good step. Is this gonna suffice? Probably not. Yeah, it does. Okay. So get up. It'll start to look like, oh crap, how do I get up any higher? And that's when you bend right. So are we in for another crux move here? Potentially. Unsure. So let's see what's around the corner for us. Not get. Oh, yeah, I think this is the next crux move. So I can't like fall off, and yeah, I could fall and get stabbed by that, but I'm not gonna fall off and get hurt. So there are some hands, and I'm just trying to figure out if I want to use that crack or this. So it's like at a weird angle. It's not at like an angle I can grab. So there's a nice little like ledge here I can use, and a little hold here. It's just not that great. My shoes suck, by the way. So that's kind of the main problem here. It's not, or I'm just not very good. Okay, I think that was it. I'm up on the ledge now. Just gotta make sure I use my hands. Okay, that actually wasn't bad. I actually think the first move was harder than that. Oh, and then here's your anchor here. So I'll probably use the rope. I mean, I could just jump, but I'll probably use the rope to get down. So now we gotta head up, and I don't exactly know where we go up the White Rock, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. I think there's some exposure a little bit up higher, just from what I saw in the video, but a lot of times it never looks as bad as it is in pictures or video. So just hammering up, but we don't have a ton more to go. It's up there somewhere, so 200 more feet maybe. Probably already got 1,000 in. Check in higher up. All right, I figured I might as well show you what is kind of like a, I mean, I don't think I would call this exposed, but you don't have a ton of room to work with necessarily. So yeah, I think I just want to go up right here. So yeah, there is kind of a move right here. This breaks. That's my only concern here, that I don't want any of this to, I don't think this big guy can pull away, but I suppose it could. So hold, foothold. Yeah, this thing actually could move. So I want to be careful with this. I do want to be careful here. Yeah, and I'm not, to be honest, I'm not even sure if I'm going up. Let me just, before I make this move, let me just quickly poke around the side here. Maybe it's just an easy walk up and I'm making it more difficult. Oh yeah, it is. That, I mean, I could have done that, but if something were to pull loose, I would have been in a little trouble. So just bend around. You obviously can't go up here, though maybe you could if you were good, but just bend around to the left, and now I'm up that move. And now it's still kind of like, it's like borderline exposed, but not really. Okay, I'm safe for now, knock on wood. And hammering up. Where should we go up? I'm thinking just straight here, but I honestly don't know. So we're almost there. All right, we're popping up to potentially the summit. I think there's a couple different summits. I'm not sure which one's the highest. Let's now, you know what, let's do this one first, which is the north summit. So awesome views, I'm just under an hour, so probably call it about an hour even to the summit. Ruined Butte. That, I don't know which one's higher. Probably that one. So don't worry, we'll show that to you too. But let's at least hit this guy. Yeah. Right here, this is your north summit. That's your south summit. Awesome views. Very nice. Show you the panorama here. Good old Enchantment Resort. All right, so you hit like a mini cliff band, but it's easy to find the weakness in it to get to the top, which I think is here, maybe. Ruin. I thought in the video there was a registry over here. Yeah, it's probably over here. All right, the other summit, yeah, registry. So yeah, I think this is higher. Other summit of Ruined Butte. So I'm heading down now. Everything kind of looks the same, but you basically just head down on like ledge systems, and I think there's always an easy way. I must say, after I got up the crux move, after you headed up that semi-exposed like a ret, it was like just work your way up. There wasn't anything crazy in terms of, in the video it looked like maybe it was right here. It looked like there was a section that was like kind of like exposed to some extent, which I think might have been here, but being on it, it's not really. It's just like kind of steps down, just ledges, but you can crab walk or do whatever. But honestly, it's so yeah, I just got to bend this way, and then I'm heading right down that kind of a ret. Go toward, I mean, I think it would get too cliffy if I walked the wrong way. So it just, you just kind of feel it out. Just like anything like this type of terrain, just kind of find the points of least danger and not step on any prickly pear. Yeah, and make it down. So this might be the arrep, but I might have to wrap a little bit. Unsure. We'll figure it out. Yeah, so I should have just kept the camera running. So you can't get down on this crack. That would be way too vertical. So basically you just find the steps down. But you know, it is, like I said, it's bordering on exposed. Like if I slipped, like I think I would just land on the ledge below. But that was probably the worst of it right there. Now I just step down here and it's more contained. So I think that was just the crux move of this arete. Of course, they have this growth on the rock. Yeah, this is where I went to climb up here, and I was like, I could do it, but and then I wrapped around right there. So okay, so I think I'm in the wrong place. I wrapped around a nose by a hoodoo here to a ledge, and I think you might be able to get down, although I was having doubts. And I think, because I was like, where's this wrap anchor? And I think I'm in the wrong place. So, oh, there it is. It's right there. I just started wrapping around on this ledge, and I was like, I think I can just get down over here. And I think I might have been able to if you go to the gully head, but it's probably too vertical for like 20 feet. But if you were in a life or death situation, you might be able to like jump down somewhere. So I am gonna go, I have located, you know, maybe put a waypoint or something, but here it is. Here's our, this looks like it's gonna move right here. No, here's our anchor, and here's our crux down. You know, could I jump? Yeah. All right, I got the rope out. This is the middle here where I've marked it. I did not untangle it. This is a real crappy rope, and I have gloves. So yeah, see, doesn't even like fall down like a rope should. I should be doing a better job of this stuff. There we go, down. Okay, so I'm obviously not wrapping with a harness. I'm just holding it and kind of just walking down. So yeah, see, I wanted to step to this ledge, but it would have been slightly challenging. So just walk down, see, but now I gotta pack up the rope, so it's a nice 5-minute delay here. All right, 5 minutes later, we're down the gully, wrapped around the corner, and I'm gonna heed my own advice from the approach here and get down a little lower so I don't have to go through all that prickly pear. All right, so I've hit the next descent gully, but once you get down to the main trail and walk that way, you go up to a vortex, and the vortex is right off this ridge. And from the looks of the topo lines, it looks like it might be possible to just walk right off the ridge. So kids, don't try this at home. Well, unless it works for me in this video. But this may not be a good idea. But we're gonna go up to this thing and maybe climb it, but attempt to go right off the ridge down to the vortex to shortcut it and have some fun off trail here. It just might get too cliffy. Can you get up this? I think so. Yeah, so I want to see down there, I think is the vortex. So I think I just might hit a cliff. I got cliffed out trying to get down, so that does not go. Maybe I could have poked around a little more, but it looks like you hit like a very steep red rock band. Yeah, this is just, I kind of want to do this, but it's just, I don't know if that's the smart thing to try. It's just pretty exposed, like right here, pretty much. Otherwise, yeah, there's no hold. You're like getting pushed out, so that's what I don't like. Is the pushed out feeling. I don't know what you call that in rock climbing terminology. So this would make it somewhat challenging, I think, to get down, but maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, worst case, I guess I could jump at some point, but alright. Stepped up to here. Just don't have really a hold anywhere. Alright, actually now I think I'm up. So I skipped kind of the crux here, so now I'm up this thing. This is gonna be a pain to get down, I think. Well, maybe not, I'm up. So I have maybe this, I think this is maybe the one Luke was on. All right, woo! Some people down there, so I'm up on top. So now it's probably gonna be hard to get down this thing. All right, I think, I could be wrong. This could be, I don't even know if this is the right way. I was gonna say the crux moves down here, but I think I somehow bypassed it because I recognize some of these rocks as being lower down. So I think somehow that way I climbed up, you don't need to climb up. So, which makes sense because I don't remember it in the video. So anyway, sorry. Yeah, this was just like this basic, you know, what I called like class 3. I mean, maybe you could call it class 4, but it's just like stepping down. Yeah, so I somehow bypassed that section that I thought I needed the rope for. So clearly there was a way around it. So you do not need to do, there's really just one crux move, I would say, and then maybe some slight exposure at the top, but like not bad. Just basically the one crux move. So yeah, because I'm almost down to the trail now, so I somehow bypassed that class 5 up climb that I did. So I guess that's cool, but I sort of wanted to go down it. All right, we're back. So the place to leave is right where this graffiti is on the rock. Not where I left before, right on this bare rock. To go up that chimney, you could conceivably go up that drainage, and maybe that was the difference. Maybe, no, that was that class 3 section. So anyway, you're going up that little slop between this big rock and that pinnacle, not around, but it's, I don't know, I bypassed the one move, so there's one class 5 move up higher. So I'll check into the Vortex. All right, so that's Ruin Butte. The red thing in front, I think, is what I was on top of. Yeah, it's hard to tell. One of those, it's hard to tell with the depth. There are things in front of each other, but I just hit the turn off, so I'm going up to this little merry-go-round looking thing. That's gonna be the Vortex and the Vista, but unfortunately, I have to climb again. Not far, another 150 feet. So I'll show you the views from up there, but they're obviously not gonna be better than on top of where I was. All right, 15 minutes later, after being on top of that little guy up there, well, the big guy, and then the little pinnacle, came down, dropped, wrapped up, and I don't know where the official Vortex is, but there's obviously people here. So it looks like I can climb up here, although it's the same thing, this first move. Actually, it's not as bad. That pinnacle was much more challenging, I would say. Yeah, these are nice steps and holds. So I'm just gonna dip, actually not even dip, we'll get a step. So climb our way up here. At the full mount. All right, I'm on top of, I don't know, the Vortex. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, now we're on top of this. And that'll do it. So that's gonna do it for Ruin Butte there. It's a good little climb. I'd suggest it. Probably bring a little, 60 foot, if you're gonna double it up, 60 foot rope or so, not even, maybe 50 foot rope to get you down that one section. So yeah, Ruin Butte. Good little climb, hike, scramble.